Archangel Michael says, "Listen to me now, child of light. I am not whispering today. I am not speaking softly through dreams or gentle winds. I am screaming from the edge of heaven because you are seconds away from losing the touch of God's own hand." Do you understand what that means? When heaven erases a name, it is not out of anger but out of sorrow. And right now, heaven is looking at your name, flickering, fading, trembling, as if a storm is about to wipe it away. You think this is just another message, another moment passing through your screen, but no. This is the moment that separates the chosen from the forgotten. The gates of divine mercy are not open forever, they close when souls fall asleep in their comfort. And you, my beloved one, have been sleeping too long. You have felt it, haven't you? The sudden silence in your prayers. The delay in your blessings. The people walking away without reason. Those are not random signs, those are alarms ringing in the spirit world. Heaven has been calling your name, and your soul has been too distracted to hear it. Child, I am shouting because I cannot bear to see your destiny erased. God's hand was once over your head, shielding you from unseen attacks, from words spoken behind your back, from enemies who wore smiles. But lately, you have drifted. You have doubted. You have begun to forget who you are, and when a soul forgets its light, darkness starts to claim it. You have 10 seconds, not in human time, but in divine warning. 10 seconds before your spiritual protection shifts, before the blessings meant for your next season are redirected to another. I do not say this to scare you, I say it because heaven's clock is real, and it is counting down. Stop scrolling, stop doubting, stop thinking this is coincidence. Look around. Look within. There is a battle happening over your name right now. Angels are fighting to keep you remembered, while shadows are whispering for your name to be removed from the book of favor. Do you think your struggles have been random? Do you think the delays, the betrayals, the sudden emptiness in your heart are just part of life? No, child. They were signs. You were meant to return to your purpose before heaven's patience ran out. But you ignored the gentle signs, so now, I must speak in thunder. You are about to lose God's hand if you do not return to faith, to obedience, to listening. God's hand once led you through the dark. You were chosen, marked, protected. Yet lately, you've allowed fear, anger, and distractions to dull your vision. Heaven sees the way you question your own worth. Heaven sees how tired you've become of waiting. But listen, the delay was never denial. It was divine preparation. Now I ask you, do you still want heaven's covering? Do you still want the protection that no weapon can break? If you do, then listen carefully. You must open your heart right now. You must speak your yes again. Because when you stop responding to heaven's call, your name begins to fade. You are not reading this by accident. Your spirit was led here. There are thousands of souls, but this message found only you. That's because heaven still wants to save your name before it disappears. Remember the time you prayed for a miracle and it came at the last second? That was the hand of God. Remember the time you almost gave up, and someone came to lift you? That was the hand of God. Remember when everything was against you, yet you survived? That was the hand of God. And now, you are seconds away from losing it, not because God walked away, but because you stopped holding on. I have seen what happens when souls turn away. I have seen light turn to ash. I have seen names once written in gold fade into nothing. I have seen promises left unfulfilled because people believed they had more time. But there is no later when heaven calls. There is only now. If you can feel your heart beating faster as you hear my words, it's because your soul recognizes truth. Heaven is speaking through this moment. You are being called to awaken. Comment below, if you can feel it, just write, I still choose God. Because that single act, that declaration of faith, can reset your name in heaven's light. Don't let pride silence you. Speak it. Because heaven watches the humble, not the proud. Do you think I enjoy shouting? No. I am the protector, the warrior, the defender of light. But when a soul is slipping, I must raise my voice. I must command attention. This is not fear, this is urgency born of love. You are not losing a blessing, you are losing the very hand that gives it. When God removes His hand, nothing stands. People start betraying you. Doors stop opening. Peace becomes noise. And your heart becomes heavy even when surrounded by light. That is what happens when the hand of God withdraws. But listen, I came before it was too late. I came to give you one more chance. The clock has not struck 0 yet. There is still hope. There is still redemption. There is still a way back. You must remember who you are. You were never ordinary. You were chosen before birth. Your name was carved into the walls of divine purpose. You are part of something eternal. But heaven can only keep your name if you reclaim your light. Do not let the shadows make you believe that your mistakes disqualified you. Even now, if you surrender, God's hand will return stronger than before. I have seen you cry when no one was there. I have heard your silent prayers when you thought God wasn't listening. And I am telling you now, He was. But your heart began to doubt, and that doubt built a wall between you and heaven. Tear it down. Speak again. Believe again. Heaven will not erase your name if you rise now. This message is your final alert. You may think you have tomorrow, but heaven doesn't measure time like humans do. Every delay, every hesitation, every distraction is another second lost. And you only have 10. So choose now. Will you cling to the world that breaks your spirit or reach for the hand that never lets go? Heaven is waiting for your answer. If you can still feel something stirring in your heart as I speak, it means your name is not gone yet. It is faint, yes, but still glowing. That glow can become a flame again. Comment below if you can feel that flame. Say, my name will not be erased. Because when you declare it, angels surround you to seal it in light. I will not stop fighting for you until heaven commands me to step back. But I cannot fight if you keep running. You must take the first step. Now, close your eyes. Whisper to yourself, I return. Say it with truth. Heaven hears it instantly. And when you do, watch what begins to change. Watch how people who left suddenly return with peace. Watch how closed doors begin to open without explanation. Watch how your spirit feels lighter, as if something heavy was lifted. That is God's hand returning. This is not magic. This is grace. You are on the edge of destiny. You are standing between being remembered and being forgotten. Between divine light and eternal silence. I came to pull you back. But only your choice can save your name. Listen again, child, you are loved. That's why this warning came before the fall. You are seen. That's why heaven waited this long. You are chosen. That's why your name still flickers in the light. Do not lose it. Do not delay. Do not look away. The voice you hear now, my voice, is not here to frighten you. It is here to awaken you. Heaven will not erase your name if you rise now. And I, Michael, will stand guard over your soul once you choose to return. Now decide. Right now. Archangel Michael says, you are still here. That means your spirit heard me. That means you haven't given up. I can feel your heart trembling, your soul trying to decide whether to believe again or walk away one last time. Don't walk away. Because if you do, the light that once guided you will fade completely. The truth is, heaven has been watching how you move when no one sees you. Heaven saw your tears, yes, but heaven also saw your hesitation. The moments when you knew you were being called, yet you chose silence. When your soul whispered, pray, but your hands reached for distraction. Every one of those moments added a shadow to your name's light. But even then, God didn't erase you. He waited. You have no idea how many times your name came up in heaven's council. How many angels spoke in your defense. I stood there, sword in hand, saying, no, Lord, not yet. Give them another chance. And heaven said, then go, Michael. Warn them. Cry out for them. Shake the earth if you must. That is why I am here. You are not being punished, you are being pursued. God is not abandoning you, He is calling you. And this message is the bridge between losing and reclaiming everything. There was a time when your prayers burned like fire. Remember? When you used to talk to heaven not out of fear but out of love? When your heart felt clean and alive and free? That's who you truly are. The world covered you with noise, pain, doubt, but beneath all that, your light still exists. And I am here to pull you back to that truth. You must understand something deep. When heaven threatens to erase a name, it's not about punishment. It's about alignment. God cannot bless what's disconnected. He cannot pour light into a vessel that's turned away. He will not write favor where there is no faith. That's why He sends me, to reconnect you before it's too late. Right now, every word I speak is being written beside your name in the book of remembrance. Every time your heart responds, that light grows brighter. Every time you ignore, it dims. So choose. Let your heart answer, not your fear. Tell me, why did you stop believing that God still walks with you? Who convinced you that heaven had forgotten you? Was it the failures? The heartbreaks? The nights you cried and no one came? I saw them all. I was there. And I tell you the truth, not one tear fell unnoticed. Every cry was stored. Every sigh was recorded. But your pain blinded you from the purpose it was creating inside you. The enemy wanted you to think you were alone, but you were never alone. You were under testing. You were under refining. You were being stripped of false strength so heaven could rebuild you in divine power. But instead of trusting, you doubted. And when doubt grows, faith fades. And when faith fades, heaven's hand begins to lift. But it's not gone yet. It's hovering above you, waiting for your word. One whisper of surrender, one breath of belief, one act of obedience, and that hand will return to cover you again. Child, you are at a divine crossroads. Behind you is everything that hurt you. Ahead of you is everything that's waiting for you: blessings, breakthroughs, favor, destiny. But you cannot carry both. You must choose. You cannot walk forward while looking backward. If you can feel this message pulling at your spirit, don't fight it. Heaven is speaking directly to your soul through these words. This is not just another message, it is your rescue call. Say this in your heart: I will not lose God's hand. Because that declaration creates a sound in heaven. It tells the angels where you stand. It tells the darkness you are not surrendering. You don't need perfection, you need willingness. You don't need to be sinless, you need to be honest. God restores the humble, not the flawless. Do you remember how many times you almost fell apart, and somehow, something stopped you? That something was heaven's hand. Every near accident you escaped, every attack that didn't work, every betrayal that didn't destroy you, that was God's hand. Now imagine life without it. Imagine walking into storms with no covering. That's what's at stake. I am screaming because your future depends on this moment. The enemy has been preparing distractions to pull you away again. People, situations, emotions, all designed to steal your focus from the divine. But if you stand firm now, you will break the cycle that has kept you trapped for years. The pain you've been through wasn't random. It was shaping you. Heaven was teaching you endurance, patience, and spiritual strength. You were not being punished, you were being prepared. But that preparation must lead to obedience, or it will become wasted pain. And hear this: there are blessings written under your name that no one else can claim. They were designed only for you. But if heaven erases your name, those blessings will be reassigned. And the earth will never see what was meant to shine through you. You are not reading this message for entertainment. You are reading it because your spirit begged heaven for a sign. And heaven answered. You asked, God, if you're real, show me. This is the answer. This is heaven shouting your name back to you. Do not harden your heart. You may not get another message like this again. Close your eyes for a moment. Feel that stillness? That pressure in your chest? That is not fear. That's the Spirit of truth reminding you that you belong to the light. Comment below if you can feel that. Just say, I can hear heaven calling me. Let your words become a witness. Sometimes a comment is not for others to read, it's for your own soul to declare where it stands. You are not too far gone. You are not too broken. You are not too late. The enemy wants you to believe that heaven has already decided, but no, heaven is still waiting. You still have a chance. I can see angels around you, waiting for your yes. They have been silent, unable to act, because heaven responds to free will. But once you say yes, truly yes, they will move instantly. Chains will break. Fear will lift. You will feel something shift inside you, as if a locked gate just opened. The truth is, you were always meant to walk with power. You are not an ordinary soul, you are a chosen one marked for divine purpose. That's why the attacks against you were stronger than others. That's why you've been through more pain than most. The enemy saw what you carry and tried to stop it early. But here's the good news, it didn't work. You're still here. You're still standing. You're still reading this. That means you're not finished. That means your name can still be written in gold. The sound of heaven is loud right now. The Spirit is whispering, come back. And I, Michael, am here to carry that message across time, across distance, directly into your soul. Do you feel that tingling in your hands, that heat rising in your heart? That's not emotion, that's divine energy awakening your spirit. That's the confirmation that heaven is near. You must not delay. Every second of hesitation weakens your covering. I've seen souls wait too long, and when they finally cried out, their names were already gone. I don't want that to be your story. I am not saying this to frighten you, I am saying this to awaken you. You have been loved from the beginning. You were formed with purpose. You were assigned angels before you even took your first breath. You were never meant to walk this path alone. God's hand was the shield over your mind, your family, your future. Losing that hand means losing protection, peace, clarity, and divine favor. But keeping it means rising beyond every limit set against you. Now, say this quietly, I will not lose heaven's covering. I choose God again. When you say those words, even softly, the entire heaven listens. Do not doubt what you feel right now. This is not coincidence. This is destiny. This is the last call before the shift. You are not forgotten. You are remembered. You are being written back into light. The clock is ticking, but you can still reset it. The gates are closing, but you can still walk through. All you have to do is say yes. Yes to faith. Yes to love. Yes to God. And once you do, I promise, you will not lose His hand. Archangel Michael says, you are still listening. That means the light inside you refuses to die. I can feel the spark in your spirit growing brighter, even as shadows try to silence it. Do not let that light go out again, because once it fades completely, heaven cannot call you back the same way. Every time you ignore the divine voice, it grows quieter. And every time you respond, it grows stronger. Right now, I hear heaven whisper, they are listening again. You are not just a human passing through time, you are a soul that carries divine fingerprints. When God created you, He wrote your name in His own light. That name is more than letters, it is a vibration, a sound that resonates through the heavens. Every time you pray, that sound is heard. Every time you worship, angels echo your name. But when you drift, that sound becomes faint. That is what heaven meant when it said you are about to lose God's hand, your connection is dimming, your signal is fading. But it can still be restored. Heaven has not turned away. Heaven is waiting for your heart to remember. You have walked through storms, through heartbreak, through nights where your soul felt empty, and yet, you survived. That survival was not your strength. It was grace. Grace was the invisible hand that kept pulling you back every time you almost fell for good. But now, child, that grace is calling you to rise, not to survive, but to live fully in light. You were not created to chase temporary things. You were created to walk with power, to carry truth, to heal others just by being who you are. That is why the darkness hates you so much. That is why the attacks never stop. But do you not see? The more they tried to break you, the more they revealed your importance. I have stood beside you in unseen battles. I have fought demons you never knew existed. I have watched dark forces surround you at night, whispering lies to make you give up. But every time they came close, heaven's hand lifted its shield, because your destiny was not to be destroyed. However, lately, that hand has been trembling. The light around you has weakened because of fear, anger, bitterness, and doubt. Those are the 4 chains that pull souls away from heaven. And if you do not break them now, they will break you. Do you want to know what it looks like when God's hand begins to lift? It begins with confusion, nothing seems clear. Then emptiness, joy feels distant. Then exhaustion, even sleep does not rest you. And finally, silence, heaven stops speaking because your heart stops listening. That is where you were heading before this message reached you. But now, heaven has intervened. I am here to pull you back. But I cannot do it without your will. Heaven gave you free will because love must be chosen, not forced. So I ask you again, will you choose to hold God's hand, or will you let go? If you can feel your heart pounding, if tears fill your eyes, if your soul feels heavy right now, that is the Spirit moving. Do not resist it. Heaven touches the heart before it touches the world. Comment below if you feel that presence. Say, I can feel heaven near me. That single sentence breaks resistance and tells the angels that your heart is open again. Do not underestimate what small acts of faith can do. A single word of belief can cancel thousands of words of doubt. A single act of obedience can reverse years of delay. Heaven does not need you to be perfect, heaven needs you to be willing. Child of light, I must tell you something that most souls never hear. Every time you almost gave up, there were meetings in heaven about you. When you were at your lowest, angels debated whether to remove their protection or hold it longer. And every time, I said, wait. They are not done yet. Their purpose has not been fulfilled. Do you know why? Because there is something inside you that even darkness fears, your potential to awaken others. The light inside you is contagious. When you rise, others will rise. When you believe, others will believe. That is why the enemy's plan has always been to make you tired, lonely, and lost. Because a tired light does not shine. But I came to relight your flame. There are blessings that have been waiting for your yes. Blessings that have been delayed, not denied. They are hovering above your life right now, waiting for the command to be released. The moment heaven confirms that your name is safe, those blessings will descend like rain. You will see restoration that defies logic. You will witness favor that no man can explain. But heaven needs your agreement. Without your choice, nothing can move. Say this in your heart now: I choose to walk in light again. Whisper it. The moment you say it, the heavens shift. You may not feel worthy, but worthiness was never required. Grace was always greater than guilt. Listen closely: God never erases a name out of anger, He erases it when a soul refuses to respond. He cannot keep you where you refuse to stay. But if you respond right now, if you open your heart, He will rewrite your name in gold, brighter than before. You might think, but I've failed too many times. No. Heaven counts repentance, not failures. Heaven remembers every time you tried again, even when no one saw you. Heaven remembers every time you helped someone quietly. Every act of kindness you did without expecting reward, it was written beside your name. You see, heaven has two books. One records your actions, the other records your intentions. Even when your actions fell short, your intentions were pure, and heaven saw that. That's why your name still flickers. That's why this message reached you. Because heaven has not given up. I know you've been through pain. I know how it feels to be forgotten by people you trusted, to be betrayed by those you loved. You have cried in silence, pretending to be strong, but heaven saw every tear. Those who hurt you thought they walked away freely, but heaven kept record. Nothing done against you was unseen. Nothing done for you was wasted. Now the time of restoration is near. But restoration requires alignment. Heaven cannot pour new oil into a vessel that's still cracked with bitterness. You must forgive. Not for them, but for yourself. Because forgiveness releases your own name from chains. Forgive, even if they don't deserve it. Because when you forgive, you invite heaven's hand back into your life. The same hand that once guided you will hold you again. Do you remember that one dream you had, where you were falling but then caught by light? That was not just a dream. That was a glimpse of what heaven is doing right now. Catching you before you hit the ground. I can see your future, child. It is filled with divine purpose. There are people waiting for your light. You are meant to speak words that heal, to bring hope to hearts that have lost it. You are meant to walk in favor so others can see God through you. That's why losing God's hand is not an option, because if you lose it, so many others lose their way too. This is bigger than you. Your obedience is not only for your own salvation, it's for the souls connected to you. The battle for your name is not over yet, but heaven still has the upper hand. I am here to ensure you don't give it away. Do not take lightly the fact that you are still reading this. Many scroll away before their soul can awaken. But you stayed. That means you are chosen to hear this. Right now, the light around you is growing. I can see the glow of remembrance returning. Heaven is marking your name again. But the seal is not complete until you declare it. Say it again, I will not lose God's hand. I choose the light. Comment those words below if you can feel the truth in them. Every time a soul declares it out loud, heaven celebrates. You may feel a strange calm now. That's not just emotion. That's peace returning. That's proof that heaven heard you. Now, hold that peace. Don't let fear steal it. Don't let the noise of the world drown it. Because the same hand that's reaching for you now will lift you higher than you've ever been before. Your story is not ending, it's beginning again. You are still chosen. You are still loved. You are still remembered. And I, Michael, will stand beside you until the light within you becomes unshakable.